Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Flight attendants will now make their final safety checks before we take off. If you have any question regarding safety, please ask a flight attendant at this time. In the unlikely event oxygen is needed on today's flight, please remove any face coverings before putting on your oxygen mask. Once Airbook will let you know more about our flight today. In the meantime, please sit back and relax.
Let's address something that was brought up during the last live stream that I now have the definitive answer to it. Someone had brought up the question of filling out customs forms flying in from Guam. And so I just did a recent trip to Guam, a day trip, and now have some answers for you. So yes, coming in from Guam, you will need to complete a customs form to come into Saipan. And as we discussed before, the industry and the entire world, for that matter, is moving towards making everything digital, making everything electronic. So whereas in the past you were able to complete the form on the plane in actual paper form, now you are required to do it electronically. So most people will then complete it using their smartphones. But if you do not have access to a smartphone, there is another option. If you are coming in from Guam, you'll need to go to Guam EDF, as in electronic declaration form, and it's guamedf.landing.cards, and you'll be able to complete the form there and have a QR code on your phone that can be scanned when you get to the customs desk on Guam. Now, if you weren't able to complete the form using a smartphone, as I was not, then there is a kiosk in the baggage claim area at the Guam airport, and I think there's probably just one or two, since most people, as I said, are doing it on their phones. But you'll be able to complete the information with this little kiosk, and then it will print out a QR code, a paper QR code that you'll then be able to submit to the border and the customs and border officer. So that's the answer for that. And now coming back into Saipan, the same is required. And the website that you would go to on your phone would be travel.mp, and you'd fill out the form there. And again, you'd have the QR code on your phone. And when I landed on Saipan, returning from Guam, I forgot to check whether there was a similar kiosk in the baggage claim area. I suspect there must be. So I'm going to say yes, there is, for those of us who may not be able to or may not want to fill it out on a smartphone. So that's the answer to that question. Yes, the customs and customs declaration form is required, and it's now electronic, but there is a paper option, but you'll still have to complete it at a kiosk on a touch screen and get your QR code and then submit that. Okay.